Good afternoon. Tell me where you're watching me from. Good afternoon. So I have a very important topic I need to speak about. And I'll fuse in one or two things, and particularly because we've had awards that have taken place, and there's a reason why I want to speak about this. A few days ago, I came on social media and I told you guys that a young man named Black Apple was abducted by UPND. And many of you people argued because you think I just don't like UPND, that's why I talk about it. But I've just shared evidence that yes, he was indeed abducted by UPND. And that's the reason why they were asking him questions. And now, with everything that is going on in Zambia, I need to calm down because I'm pissed off right now. I'm so angry. And I don't want you to see the venom in me. Bamatero last night won 6 awards. And I would like to say congratulations, and I'm proud of you Zambian people for voting wisely. Many a times when we speak about these things, we look as if we just talk because we have nothing to do. But I've stated on this social media platform that many of your celebrities, they don't like you. That's the reason why they come to social media to brag about the clothes they wear, the houses they're building, the cars they're buying, and they don't give a hoot about your welfare. And now, Bamatero has been a content creator who shares content about his life. Comedy, obviously. Comedy. He's more or less like our Mr. Bean of our time. He doesn't even speak. He just does action. So anybody can relate to his comedy. It's unfortunate that Zambia is not monetized. Otherwise, he would make a lot of money. But he's got lots of brand ambassadorial deals. Now, I am so proud of you, Zambian people. For voting for Bamatero. You know why? Because your celebrities, all they do is to come to social media to flaunt their wealth and their success, and they don't care about what is happening in Zambia. Now, when we are stressed, we are feeling so down with what's going on in our country, we have Bamatero who brings us laughter. He's not politically inclined. He's not aligned to any political party. He's just a Zambian citizen who brings us laughter. And he goes to a church. You've heard this saying, famous saying, Vala kamwakako wakambyambili. That's his dad. And even at one time when the dad gave prophecy, he said, no, that's my father. I'll listen to my dad. Okay, he's a drama-free person. He's got a beautiful wife down there. You can see her. They're doing even some videos together. Now, the way the Zambians have voted for Bamatero to win, and they've excluded all these celebrities that show their boobs, their leg, how they are eating, flying from point A to point B whilst you suffer. I like the fact that none of them is an influencer. Now, for us to get to our main topic, all right, I would like us to read some of the awards because I had to look at the picture very well. Bamatero got Content Creator of the Year. So all those who show their thighs out. Best Facebook Content Creator, win. Best TikTok Content Creator. Best Corporate Influencer. Best Content Creator. And plus another one, I need to look at it very, very well. I think it's the Zamtel Award, which says Zamtel Incorporated Content Creator of the Year 2025. 6 award plus a Hilux. And your influential social media people, 0 awards. Thank you, Zambia, for voting wisely. Because amongst the many things that we're going through, these are so-called celebrities who can speak about what is going on in Zambia. They are silent. They don't deserve any award. So thank you so much for doing that. Don't give them any award. And the same way you voted is the same way you silently vote Hakainde Hichilema out. Now, a few days ago, I shared this young man. His name is Black Apple. Okay, I need to get his real name, but I know him as Black Apple. And I shared to say he has been abducted. And many people were Fyoto. Which abduction? Fyoto. All right, that's what they said. That he was not abducted. Because according to them, UPND is made up of angels. Now, for me to resign from the UPND, I didn't resign because I have nothing to do with my life. I resigned because I cannot align myself with bloodsuckers. I cannot align with myself with people who believe in block. I don't have time. Okay? Block. With your ceiling board that I cannot even, you don't even have a ceiling board. You are talking to me about what? Get out. Block. So for those of you who are in Zambia and you think UPND are angels, I shared this young man to say he was abducted at a funeral. And many of you people said, you just like to alarm people, you don't like UPND. I said, no, because I've been part of the UPND. I resigned from that demonic party. We are closing it next year, 2026, when we form government. And I'm very sure that a new government is coming in, and I'll be part of government. And as young people from the age of 18 to 50, just be rest assured that I will advocate for you to receive as much benefits that you can receive, and not the way Hakainde Hichilema has tribalized Zambia and, separated us from the Tonga people. And that's just the way it is. Because if we don't say it out there, you'll never see the reality. And many of you people said, oh no, you just don't like UPND. I said, that's true. You can say I don't like UPND, but this young man was abducted. Oh, show us a video. Where is the evidence? Now, the UPND guys, the UPND cadres are so excited because they're in government. Obviously, it's a one term like Chakwera in Malawi. They thought by filming and sharing on WhatsApp and showing people what they've done to Black Apple, they will be celebrated by their master, Mr. Kwenyu Master Hakainde Hichilema. And many of you guys will say, oh no, it's not true. It's not them. Now, I'm going to play you a video. I've shared the video on my page, but for the sake of my YouTube followers and people who watch the video who don't understand what's going on, I will play you a video which I've shared on my YouTube channel right now and on Facebook, where Black Apple was being chastised exactly like Maria Zalomes. Okay, so the abduction formula of the UPND, we've seen it on video by Maria Zalomes. I don't even know whether she's in custody, but she is a murderer of Enoch Simfukwe together with her boyfriend, Nathaniel. And the same pattern is what they're doing to this guy. So let me play you the video. The angel government called the UPND government are a criminal enterprise, and they should be closed down in 2026. Wait a minute. Pouring water on him. And you find this acceptable? Can you imagine that?
Finge vyakulanda ishwede. Apart from Colombo, we are on the ground. President, Naguma Youth Barant.
How many years ago was PF in government? Can you imagine that?
So,
you're threatening violence.
Now, boss man, you UPND, so 2026, but I'm a ticket.
Can you imagine that?
Sorry, my president. Sorry, the Karacha of Zambia. How are you feeling?
Can you imagine that? Under duress.
Sorry, kuma commanders bonse. Sorry, kuma Zambians bonse. Abona le rufianya, kuma videos na le fa. Kuma lero. Nde support UPNG. Aba boss bese ba difficult. Abena ba support UPNG. So 2026 bonse se ndombele pa mu UPNG. My name is Black Campo. Never Black up on the run.
Can you imagine that? Difficulty standing on UPN in Manali. I told you. Many of you would die if you continue with UPND. How many years ago was UPND in government? How many years ago has President Lungu lost power? How many years ago? We are in 2025. 4 years in office. Is today that you decide to punish Black Apple. Is today that you put Black Apple under duress. And tell Black Apple to confess. Boss wa Hakainde Hichilema, he'll be the president. Boss Wandi, difficulty. Is that why the idiots went to my property? Piss off, block. Is that why UPND sent some useless people to my property in Ndola in Zambia with a letter, a slip with no dead stamp, claiming that my property is illegal structure? They are going to demolish it in 4 days. I should go to Zambia. And I'll be shaking. I'm going to Zambia. UPND, they've called me, the council, my property. Demolish the house if you want. The government that will come in next year will give me 50 million kwacha as reinvestment. Nonsense. You think we are useless? You think we are foolish? We speak about injustice. The Human Rights Report has stated that people are being tortured. You deny that it's not true. People are being abducted. You deny that it's not true. And then we have evidence of a video. And you tell me I should support this bullshit. You tell me I should support an abductor. Hakainde Hichilema is a criminal. He's a terrorist. And the International Criminal Court should charge this guy with a murder of the 100 youths in Mufumbwe, the torturing that is happening under his government, the abductions that are happening. JJ Banda right now is in exile. And Utupuba Tuale Tarika. That is a lie. He was never abducted. That's your evidence that he was abducted. Maria Zeleny Zalomes was torturing that young man, and UPND fools, including Mark Sumwewa, what's his name, Sumwewa, came to give a radio interview to say it's self-defense. You've tied a young man, and you've done the same thing to this guy. I don't care if he's your enemy. A Zambian has a right to freedom to who they want to support in politics. A Zambian has a right to freedom of speech. And a Zambian has a right to attend a funeral. You don't use a funeral as an opportunity to abduct anybody. You are a criminal enterprise, UPND. And I know in 2026, you are going. The same way UPND are behaving is the same way that Chakwera and his government were behaving. Where are they? Power is temporal. And you will know that those people that are praising you, wakateka, is because Balenyopola. You'll be on your own when you have chains tied on your hands and on your legs. When you be answerable to the International Criminal Court for these murders, for these abductions. Now we have the evidence of Black Apple being abducted. Those of you who praise UPND, clap for them now. Do emoji clap. Clap for UPND. Is this a nonsense I should support? I don't know Black Apple from Adam. But the moment I saw that he was abducted, I was not happy. Why? Because he's a Zambian citizen. You interviewed him under duress. It's a pattern. And send the video evidence because you are above the law. UPND people are above the law. They can abduct people. They can sodomize JJ Banda. They are free to move around because they are in government. But they are forgetting that we are the ones who put you in power. Not even rigging will help you. Let me say this now publicly because I was saying it on a WhatsApp group. We have $2 billion to protect the votes. If you think you rig, now me be chair lady, you can't rig anywhere. And once America doesn't like you, you can't win any election. You can't. You can't win any election. Nowhere, it's never done. Which election are you winning? Which election are you winning? Which election are you winning? You abducted Black Apple. We have the video evidence. We have shared. You want him to talk about no if an Alechta and people are clapping, hey, Ashta win. Which year? You've remembered 4 years later. Hey. So all the people who've been missing, who are dying mysteriously, now you know the people who are abducting people and they are dying anyhow. Suppose this young man, Black Apple, died. What were you going to say? As far as I'm aware, Black Apple was taken to a police station, dumped there. If he had died, like what happened to Enoch Simfukwe, they're even saying, we to Copa, don't show our faces. Why in the first place did you film? It's because UPND is a criminal enterprise and it should be closed down with immediate effect that they lose power. Do you know how UPND wins by-elections in all the places? Let me tell you. They abduct candidates. They abduct polling agents. A polling agent has gone to protect votes. They send the white highlights to go there, pick the polling agents in a van, throw them somewhere. In 2026, we have $2 billion available to protect the vote. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? That you can abduct a Zambian citizen my brother, my blood. All I know is as long as we're Zambian people, the same blood that runs through this young man is the same blood that runs through my vein. Blood is thicker than water. And you will not allow you HH to run this country. You have failed as a leader to unite us. You've held captive of the dead body of ECL in South Africa. Why? Because you want to show people that you are a leader. But you don't know that power is temporal. Nobody will vote for you, Hakainde Hichilema. Vote for you as who? Vote for you and then what? And then you will be kafiaba tonga muma positions yonse. I was talking to some UPND cadres on a WhatsApp group. I told them, I said, look at you. You can't even speak English. You can't even express yourself. And you're praising Utukote, Etovatu, Makuma embassies. Why? Because it's Mutita Hichilema's brother. It's Hakainde Hichilema's cousin. It's Gary Nkombo's uncle or brother or relative. Once they're giving you to Jiri. And I told them that if you have no $1 million or 1 million kwacha in your account, actually, then I have no business to talk to you. I asked one of them who insults people a lot. I said, please, just take me a video of your kitchen, your fridge. I want to see if you have an Hungarian sausage. I want to see if you have power. HH is selling electricity to make money on the heads of the Zambian people. Whilst the Zambian people are suffering, HH has made electricity a business for him to benefit. Oh, piss off. Nonsense. It's you who's a demon. Get lost. Nonsense. Hakainde Hichilema cannot win any election in Zambia. And I can guarantee you that in 2026, only mad people can vote for HH. Only fools. Only to jilly drinkers. What is this? You are in government. You are forcing people. Say that HH is a president. Yeah! Nonsense. What is that? And you expect me to support you as who? You are even forcing people to support you. We are going to bring people, all right, to protect the vote. There's $2 billion available. I'm telling you this. $2 billion is available to protect our votes. Who do you think you are? That you take a young man who has a family and children, abduct him and start filming. And when we speak about it, oh, I like to cover Kateka. Yes, I'll talk about your Kateka because your Kateka is not a unifier, but a destroyer of our constitution. What is that? I was even telling them on the WhatsApp group, I think I'm going to combine those audios and I share. I told them, I said, nobody in the corporate world can vote for HH. Only thugs. Only people who want to live like thugs can vote for HH. What are you voting for HH for? What has he done for you? As who? Doing things what in Kaponya. Those are Kaponyas, ngongwazis. Why? Now Baba Pela Maka. They have too much power. In my government, you won't see Qatarism, rule of law, blah, blah, blah. You go and abduct somebody. His spirit is strong, and it was not his time. He was dumped to police. Police people are the one who took him, I believe, to the hospital. He's been at Levi Mwanawasa Hospital with wounds everywhere. You beat this guy up. And we should be praising you. Hey, UPND. You must be crazy. That's why all the social media influencers from Zambia, they are useless. Very useless. Because they failed to speak for the Zambian people. If you stand up and speak, you'll be a hero when you speak for the Zambian people. They are scared. They want to be eating good food. They want to be in good books. They want to fly to Ethiopia and post on Facebook. I was in Ethiopia at the Zambian embassy. I was in Morocco at the... Nonsense. Selling your birthright because of foolishness. Because you want to fly business class and show us on Facebook. Because you want to have iPhone 16, iPhone 17, and show off to the young people that you are doing well. Power is temporal. Have you seen Fredo Kiss in Malawi? He stood by the Malawians. He didn't defect to go to any other party or maybe to stand here and do this. No. He stood. And he's now a member of parliament. And then you are telling me your musician Makutu, he should be a member of parliament. The other day I saw Pompey in parliament. I just laughed. I said, look at this. Jito Association people. Since when did Pompey go to parliament? They are now going to parliament by invitation. Now they are going to parliament. Makutu drinking tea with Thomas Spal and UPND members. All those people, none of them can be an MP. When Zambian if you're the one who's mad, block. Nonsense. When Zambian people are suffering and they have no voice to speak, I expected better from the Zambian celebrities. And that's why I'm happy that Zambian people, you gave Matero all the rewards. You did well. If any of them was even speaking up about the injustice, they could have even received only humanitarian award or whatever. None of them collected any of that. They just went to go and wear black and gold dresses at that place, showing their thighs, namasiliti, with their cleavage. I don't even know what we're supposed to be seeing. We don't even know whether they are with their husband, their boyfriend. I don't even know who they went with. Your influential people cannot even influence anything. Matero, at least, Alafumiako stress from Zambian people. That's why the Zambians voted for him. Now tell me that in 2026, when they are saying that a vote is secret, people will not vote for other president than High Church. Of course they will. Imagine our young man at our property called us to say, kwezwabwela bakanso, bachisa bakanso. Mukishenshi, ata wabachiranda ati, iinganda, abakudire tabakwata permission, no, the owner is abroad. Oh, okay. Let the owner come to Zambia and come to our office. We sort out this. Are you crazy? You damn mad? You think I don't know it's a trap? You want to abduct me and sodomize me and put me on Facebook and say, hey, the champion. I am protected by the British government. And until we remove HH, that's when I'll come to Zambia to the inauguration of the new president. When I'm telling you that I'm speaking to the president of Zambia and vice, I'm not joking. A baby chair lady of Zambia. You think what? You don't know the influence I carry? Why are they all shaking? UPND. I just came on a UPND group. And I just said, it's not even UPND, it's youths countrywide. I said, they started shaking. Hey, I just told them, facts. I'm not going to vote for a murderer. I'm not going to vote for an abductor. I'm not going to vote for a sodomizer. I'm not going to vote for somebody who abducted 12 young children. Those children that were abducted, the 12 girls, those are UPND members who abducted those girls. For whatever ritual they needed them for. Okay? JJ Banda was sodomized. Today they call him mental. If we speak, you are mad. What? Why? Because we're speaking about the injustices. Dead or alive. Edgar Chogalungu, any vehicle we go use. HH, you can close all the parties if you want. Even a frog, even Mulyokera will be president. We'll put Mulyokera there. All right? And do a rerun election when you're out. And put a proper president there. Who be you? Think you're powerful? You're powerful? That your own people even abduct people? No. This is rubbish. Absolute rubbish. What is that? You abduct a Zambian and you're asking the Zambian questions. Hey, tell the people that you're going to vote for HH. He's a president next year to Hata. We will find you and we will have you arrested in 2026. Don't worry, it's your time. Enjoy. Since government of UPND, the judiciary system is full of tongas, is full of corrupt people, it's okay. Your time is coming. What you have done to Black Apple, I don't know him. I've never spoken to him. I don't even have his number. But as a Zambian, I stand for justice. Guys, I didn't even know that last year, 2024, the US government even did a report on Zambia on the human rights infringements. I told him I was busy with church and other things, okay? But after the death of Lungu, that's why I say Edgar Chagwa Lungu died for the Zambian people. He died so that our eyes should be open. And that's why there should be an Edgar Chagwa Lungu Day, where we honor that man. Because without his death, most of us would have been blinded by the so-called smiles with a gap and small teeth of the Kwenyu Master. The Kwenyu Master is a content creator. That's why he has Jito Kayumba as his PA. That's why he has Chipo Mwanawasa as his PA that goes to his office to complain. People are suspecting me that I'm pregnant. A whole president addressing petty issues. He's too petty. He even blocked me from his page on Facebook. That's how petty your president is. I used to come to Zambia, fly to Zambia, speaking against the Patriotic Front. I have video evidence on YouTube. I have video evidence on Facebook. Nobody touched me. And that is why I'm strong on UPND. Because if I was ever abducted at one time, believe it or not, I would have said, oh, they did that to me. I was a free bird. I spoke against anybody you can think of. I spoke against Kampion. I spoke about Bowman. I spoke about Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu. I spoke about Wakando Luo. I spoke about PF. I would arrive at the airport. Madam Mutambo ya here, I said, yes. But Mativuta iwe, I enter. I meet people. I do my videos. Nobody ever came to my post to threaten, oh, you are coming, we'll arrest you. Nobody. Peace off. Nobody. Nobody ever came to my platform and told me anything bad. Nobody. So, when I see UPND insulting, hey, prostitute, hey, this and that, you know that they are the ones who used to engineer even the propaganda against me. And believe it or not, God raises people at a time such as this. If not the death of Edgar Lungu, I would have been seeing Hakainde Hichilema as, oh, okay, he's a president, he's there with his English, he's okay. But the death of Edgar Lungu made me realize that this man had allowed a lot of injustice. That this man had allowed a lot of things that were happening. And this is for this reason I will never support HH. If HH, through this chance he was given by the Zambian people, even listened to our voices, I tell you, he would have won our hearts even more. Like somebody saying, I remember calling Bowman grade 3, no one threatened me. Nobody. Bowman would even come and comment on my page. Sister, honorable, why? They would even joke like that. UPND feel so untouchable. Now, a young man did a very touching video with a message for President Hakainde Hichilema. And he asked him, do you have a heart? Do you have a human heart? You see, there is no way your cadres can be abducting people if you have a good heart. It's impossible. It means that's what you have told your people to do. And in 2026, if you think you're going to be abducting my president that is incoming, Ulabeja, Amwamba, Ulabeja, you are not going to touch our president. They will have tight security. And if you think America will allow you, you will know that America is not your friend. That is why America denied 29 visas to HH. His people were supposed to go to America. 29 visas denied. And then when those people have gone to America, have you seen Mulambo Haimbe do a speech? All the presidents have spoken, and they are going to their countries. After they speak, they go back to their countries. By the time Mulambo Haimbe will be addressing people at the UN, everybody would have left America. Hakainde Hichilema cannot even face the UN because he is infringing the human rights of the Zambian people. He brought in cyber law to silence you, my people. And if I speak, you are committing cyber. I said cyber uko. Not knowing even the cyber law is an illegal law, which HH and his small friends and small group of UPND criminals, thugs, thieves, corrupt people came up to silence your voice. At one time, Hakainde Hichilema wrote a letter to President Sata to fire Silva Masewo for corruption. Today, Silva Masewo is the best friend, the master of corruption. And giving her the most delicate ministry, Ministry of Health, where money comes, where ARVs for our relatives come. Whether you like it or not, we are affected or infected by HIV. Omuntu wangalira kuma ARVs is not a good person. Because of Sylvia Masewo, $50 million of ARVs have been slashed. Which means our relatives, our friends will suffer. And as if that was not enough, HH now took Sylvia Masewo to another delicate department. A ministry which is so delicate, Ministry of Lands. So that now she should take people's land. Nonsense. As old as you are, Madam Black Widow, Sylvia Masewo, your time is up. Don't think you ever win a sympathy of the Zambian people. What are you winning sympathy for? You are in Chongwe there, chastising everybody. Despite the SCC finding that there was 5 corrupt ministers, Hakainde Hichilema put a Tonga SCC chairperson, Hamaundu, to come and dismiss Mwansa Ebemba to leave the SCC. Imagine. Despite Michael Gonzalez pointing out at the corruption in the government, Ministry of Health, HH has never answered to those questions. The corruption in UPND is 600% presently, whilst at PF it was 2%. So who is a thief between these two? They are busy borrowing money. You think the borrow money is for you? Everything that HH had promised people he would be doing, he has never fulfilled. But everything that he said he will never do, he has fulfilled the opposite. Vendetta, they are lying to me. They are accusing me about vendetta. Oh, you are goodies. They are accusing me about this. Oh, you ZCCM. They are accusing me of this. Is everything. The man is a liar. A big liar. Somebody saying presidents have left and Honorable Haimbe will address the UN tomorrow, Monday, 29th September. Many presidents have left. I was watching Gideon Boko, very powerful speech. I watched the Kenyan president, very powerful speech. And then, did you see the president of Israel? The moment he stood on that podium, did you see how people left? That's the person that HH went to go and say, let's open embassy of Israel in Zambia, using Mulambo Haimbe. Another criminal that made a woman pregnant, a married woman pregnant, and the husband murdered his wife. I don't know if he's going to take his baby there. Despite all these scandals, these are angels of HH. Despite even Elias Musha's tiny pipi being on public, no dismissal, he's still there enjoying. I was traumatized. What is that? What is that? What is Chinkubala? What is that? What is that? You have the audacity to go in the ablution block to film yourself video call with talking to a woman when you're a married man. People are complaining the whole of Australia. HH will just leave that person. HH himself complained that his ambassadors have failed to bring back anything productive. How can you give people who've never traveled on any plane in their life, straight from Bwenga, you give them a job? What do you expect them to bring? Which production? Which investment? They are on holiday, mate. They are looking at how buildings look. Because they know that after 4 years, next year, 2026, they lose their jobs. So let me share you a video of a young man who talked to HH. Mr. President, do you have a human heart? So you listen. Omutima wako HH ubi, the worst president in our country. And I feel sorry for you guys, my Zambian people. Honestly, Chinkubala, how can you come and display that small people to people? What is that? You don't have a wife? We had people were dating girlfriends. I'm ministers of PF or whatever. Have you seen their girlfriends showing video? What is that? Even doing video call. At 2030. Nonsense. Let me play for you this. It's quite long.
Missing teeth ruin your life.
Huh? HH for life. Of course, Mzinga ya Tonga. Get out of here. Block. What's time for you and the Tonga president?
And thank you for bringing up the picture for our platform here. So I'll wait for you, Mr. Moderator, to allow me to go ahead.
Go ahead, my dear brother. Then thereafter we're gonna have Mr. Brother Titus up. Or just be ready then, Bachanda. Go ahead, my brother.
Thank you very much. And I hope people on the platform will also listen to me. This message is actually coming from me alone. And I want to address the president. And I'll start by calling him his name. President Hakainde Hichilema, the Republican president. Did God give you a human heart? Mr. President, allow me to remind you, or perhaps inform you, one of the truths that many who bow before you and sing songs of praise may never dare to speak. Not because they do not know it, but because they fear punishment. You govern like a leader of an opposition political party, not as the president of the Republic of Zambia. You do not embrace all Zambians. Your priority is not national unity or visionary leadership, but the elimination of your opponents. You have turned the presidency into battlefield, not a platform for healing or progress. When you were being created, did God give you a human heart? That's my question to you, Mr. President. Or he gave you something else? Because the way you treat your fellow Zambians, your fellow citizens, your political opponents, and even your predecessors suggest a heart hardened beyond recognition. When you were in opposition, Mr. President Hakainde Hichilema, you insulted, you provoked, you ridiculed every sitting president that passed before you. Yet no one persecuted you, sir. No one froze your account. No one abducted you nor your people. No one tampered with your political party. No one dared to destroy your own political party or take the papers that you had taken to the Registrar of Society. You were arrested only for the crimes that you committed. And even then, the law handed with restraint, which is practically impossible under your leadership, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema. When you arrest people, there's no law to protect them. But yet, when you were arrested the time you were in opposition, the law handed you with restraint. Today, you sit in power, and your cruelty knows no bounds. You have turned governance into vengeance. You have weaponized the state against those who simply disagree with you. This is why today we have people like Sancho coming on the platform to tell us that we can't speak in Bemba, we have to speak in Tonga, because they feel they are more special than us. This is your problem, Mr. President. You have created this. Those that simply disagree with you, they are not your people. You can do whatever you want. MPs have been abducted, beaten, bruised. Even in your presence, the last time, Mr. President, you were addressing the parliament, do you know that Eileen Mambirima area member of parliament, a young female MP, was beaten? You got that information, yet you did nothing about it.
Yeah.
You ignored like nothing happened.
Yeah.
And it's okay with you.
He's a thug.
This is the best chance to stop.
Okay. Let me put the charger. Yeah. Who do you think you are? Swedish.
On expensive dentist appointments. For the longest time, I struggled with stubborn tartar.
It's okay with you. JJ Banda was abducted, bruised, dumped like a criminal. Munia Zulu, as if he's not a youthful MP. You mistreated him. You grabbed his seat. You took him to prison, and today he's always been tortured. Do you have a human heart? Do you really feel the pain? Do you really feel, do you have the heart for Zambians? Tayali he has run away. He's run away from the country. Despite that, today he's talking good about you. He is just buying his freedom. He's not speaking all those things because you are doing the right thing. No, he wants to buy the freedom. He has tried his best to get back to his country. Unfortunately, he can't.
You know, somebody saying, well, Lily, I don't want to look at him anymore. Do you know, I have people who don't even want to listen to the voice of HH. They are irritated. I understand you. Let me play.
Because you do not seem to have a human heart, Mr. President.
Somebody doesn't want to see the face of HH.
I'm addressing you today. If I have to face the consequences for what I'm going to say today, then let it be. You have frozen all the people, all the opposition leaders, their accounts, their houses, their properties. They have gone, their families are no longer together. Their livelihood. You have silenced their voices. Edgar Lungu was mistreated. You mistreated him badly. Even in death, you could not show compassion, Mr. President. The treatment of the former Republican President Edgar Lungu and his family, before and after his death, or his passing, was nothing short of disgrace, Mr. President. You denied him peace. You denied him dignity. You denied him respect. You mocked his legacy and tormented his loved ones. And this is the democracy you promised? This is why today we can have Sancho coming here and telling us that all those who don't see the good things that Akainde is doing are blind. This is because you have decided deliberately to ruin his legacy just because he died. You have dismantled every pillar of our governance. Civil society are gagged. Churches cannot speak. They are afraid to speak, Mr. President. Chiefs, one symbol of wisdom and dignity and unity, are now paraded like school children, forced to, oh my God, forced to perform loyalty under your threat, Mr. President. Paramount chiefs and traditional leaders are no longer free to speak to the truth, to the power. They are threatened, monitored, and humiliated. NGOs are silenced. Pressure groups are hunted. Zambians are living in fear, Mr. President. You have weaponized the three arms of government: the executive, the judiciary, the legislature, not as an instrument of service, but as a triangular weapon of punishment to your people. Instead of checks and balances, we now face coordinated attack. Oh my God. No defense. The courts are no longer protecting the innocent. Parliament no longer represents the Zambian people. And your executive power no longer governs, but it punishes us. You have divided us along tribe lines. That's why Sancho can say whatever he wants to say today. Your strategy have brought nothing but suffering. Your leadership has become a source of national trauma, Mr. President.
Exactly.
So I ask you again,
do you have a human heart?
Did God give you a human heart? What do you truly desire, Mr. President? What must happen for your heart to be satisfied? Tell us. We need to know. It seems there's something that you want to happen for you to be satisfied and govern the country in the right direction. Can you tell us, please? If truly your intentions were to save the country, then why have you become its greatest source of pain, Mr. President? I believe you will receive this message and you'll be able to respond to me as Pope. And I'm speaking it because a lot of people today are silenced. Many are in prison, wrongly imprisoned. And if we cannot stand and speak for them, should I wait for my time to come to be arrested and then wait for others to speak for me? Mr. President, we demand your answers. Did God give you a human heart? And if he did so, why are you acting like this? Why are you tormenting your own people? Why are you dividing us? And why are you playing a blind eye to what is happening in this country? I submit.
So that was a very touching message from Paul on TikTok. It was a live stream. And when we're speaking, we're not speaking because we have nothing to do. We're speaking because we can see the injustice in Zambia. Now, I always like to check on even reports that are going on around the world. All right? And I can tell you that there's a human rights report. But before then, let me see this audio that I shared on my WhatsApp. If it, let me see. No, okay. I'll share it on another stream, I think. So the UN report this year, 2025, reported of the human rights injustices, which you can check on the human rights. You can just put UNCHR report 2025 by Irene Khan. And then this is the 2024 human rights report by the American government. I've shared on my page a post, and there's a link for you to download and you can read. And it talks about numerous government and its agents committing arbitrary and unlawful killings during the year of 2024. I was not aware of that because I was doing my own things. In the first quarter, the Human Rights Commission, as an independent body established by the Constitution, reported a male suspect taken into custody at Mongo Police Station Post, and he was tortured and died in transit to the hospital. In April and May as well, 2 suspects died whilst in custody in Matero and Kanyama police stations. And after investigations, authorities arrested the police officers involved and charged them with manslaughter. Their cases were pending at the end of the year. The Police Public Complaints Commission recorded a significant rise in public complaints regarding police conduct, with 20 allegations of extrajudicial killings recorded in the year. That was 2024. And I believe some of these police officers are UPND cadres and they're Tonga. Yeah. So it talks about physical attacks, imprisonment, and pressure. It talks about how while the government broadly tolerated critical articles in newspapers and magazines, there were reports that the ruling party supporters and government officials harassed journalists and used threats to intimidate them. And this report is on the American government website. HH can't win an election when America goes against you. You can't. You can't. You can't win an election. You can't. Which election are you winning? Nonsense. Freedom of association as well, and collective bargaining. And it comes to what has happened to this young man. His freedom of associating with the Patriotic Front, his freedom of association, with going to a funeral, attending a funeral, and he was abducted. And the video has been filmed. Now, we are going to send that video to the International Criminal Court. We're going to make sure even the American Embassy, in fact, I'll tag them so that they can see the video of what is going on in Zambia. Yeah. Under your lordship, because people worship HH, lordship leadership of Hakainde Hichilema, a failist president. Under grade 5 politician. All right. Forced or compulsory labor, trafficking of persons, abducting people when they strike, they're not getting their payments, wage labor, disappearance and abduction is there. It's here, it's put there that people are being abducted. All right. Disappearance, there were no reports of enforced disappearance on behalf of the government authorities. But the law has prohibited arbitrary arrest and detention. It is also provided for the rights of the persons to challenge lawlessness of their future arrest or detention in court. The government generally observed these requirements. The Constitution and law required authorities to obtain a warrant before arresting. And of course, we have seen what has happened to Waimi. The person who was given the case to be in charge of the case of Waimi has decided, I'm not interested, I can't be part of this. Because Waimi was abducted from Zimbabwe. And if a judge presides on a case like that, he's risking his job in the future and also being deregistered from LAS in 2026. So the report is there, it's about 16 pages, and it tells you the government, so many people have submitted, to Canada, Sweden, different places. 768 people have departed from Zambia, all right, as refugees. I think I'm going to highlight this and post it on social media. 768 individuals departed for resettlement in Australia, Canada, Finland, France, New Zealand, and United States as of September. No refugees were assisted to return to their countries. So this is what Hakainde Hichilema and his government are doing. It's a government of abductions. It's a government that is even making musicians to insult us because we're speaking against the injustice. And they don't understand, of course, they've not been to school. That is why you can't have a celebrity who's a grade 12 failure. Is it a grade 9 failure? And they're standing there and they're singing for you. Go and check Nigeria. They upgrade themselves to having a degree. All right. So you can't have dropouts, school dropouts as your celebrities. They should upgrade themselves so that they will be able to understand that what I'm doing is human rights advocacy. Because that's what I studied. I studied gender conflict and human rights law. And most of the things that I was studying are what the United Nations recommend. So if I'm speaking about the injustices, I'm speaking based on within my profession. And also I'm a qualified social worker as well. So what has happened to the young man, him being tortured, is illegal. And I would ask that President Hakainde Hichilema and his small group should come up and speak against it. But of course, HH will not say anything because everyone is his darling. He needs their votes. Yeah. But he doesn't know that he will lose badly like Chakwera. Did you see how Chakwera was losing in Malawi? That's how HH will lose. HH will lose so badly, he won't even see it coming. Because to him, he has already won an election, especially after Edgar Chagwalungu died. That's why the UPND are celebrating. Because they wanted to do a ritual of celebration to say, we have buried ECL, there is no one that is going to challenge us. But they don't know that even Binu Mpundu can beat HH in an election. Anybody can beat HH in an election. HH can't win. He can't. Why? Why is he winning? As who? And then when he wins, what's going to happen? So that people will be abducted more? So that people should be unalived by going to Mufumbwe, so that his friends should benefit from our mines, so that only his small group of Tongas should be benefiting as diplomats. Ikona man, what is he doing? He shouldn't be a president. So that's the article from the human rights. And then we also have a letter from Simeza and Sangwa and Associates, which was written on the 25th of September to His Excellency Hakainde Hichilema, and he has ignored this. And it's important that you have copies of these letters, guys. I'll be sharing this letter on Facebook just now after I finish this stream, because these letters are going to act as our evidence, even as we submit to the Human Rights, court, International Criminal Court, to say we had approached Hakainde Hichilema. We told him we were not happy about this, but he decided not to act. All right. So this letter was delivered by hand and by email. The letter is about the regularization of the Electoral Commission of Zambia, where, they've put Mwangala Zalomes as a chair. And there's about how many Tongas there? There's a Tonga, Chipenzi, a big rigger. McDonald, Governor Chipenzi, the big rigger. He's from Southern Province. Then we have Mutiti, who is from Western Province. Mukanda, who is Western Province. And Zalomes, Western Province. Obviously, they are Lozis. Huh? So Lozis and Tongas have the Chimbuya kind of relationship. So they were saying that, look, this is not right. Why are you doing this? And then they wrote a letter saying it's about defending the Constitution of Zambia. Now, you are a young person. You can't have a person like HH who disobeys our, courts, who doesn't want to listen to the Constitution. He wants to put Tonga people in the courts and in any department, in any ministry. Zedara, there's Tongas there. Ministry of Education, Tonga. Agriculture, Tonga. Forestry, Tonga. Animals, Tonga. Anything is Tonga. Which means he wants to hold people at ransom to say, I gave you the job, you do this, do this, do this. You can't be this selfish. He has failed, I beg. It's too childish. Okay, let me play this video before I end my stream.
What is wrong, regardless of who has done it. Anything that was wrong during PF must be wrong even now during UPND. You can't be praising the same things that you were condemning unless there's something wrong with you. If you condemned violence during PF, then you just have to condemn violence today in UPND. If you condemned Kadarism during PF, then you just have to condemn Kadarism today in UPND, because these things are happening even today. Fellow countrymen and women, what is wrong is wrong. What was wrong during PF is wrong even today during UPND. And if in any way you mean well, then you just have to condemn this. People are being beaten by UPND cadres today, and you are quiet. You don't even want to condemn it. Some of you are even busy defending this, just because it's happening during the time President Hakainde Hichilema is the president of Zambia. Whatever was wrong when Edgar Lungu was president must be wrong even today when HH is president. There is too much cadarism in these bus stations you see today as we speak in UPND, and some of you don't even want to condemn it. You want to make it look like it's okay, and yet you know it's wrong. Okay, but why do some people think like this? Fellow Zambians, why are we forgetting to defend the dignity of this country, Zambia? Why are we no longer putting Zambia first? Where did we go wrong? Why have we become so loyal to individuals, to politicians, and not to our motherland, Zambia? Where are we headed as a nation? Is this the Zambia we all want? Do we all mean well for this country? Let's ensure that we put Zambia first, not individuals, not politicians, because I can assure you, and you even know it, politicians come and go, but Zambia will remain the same. What was wrong in UNIP, MMD, PF must also be wrong in UPND. If UNIP and KK were voted out by Zambians for the wrong things they did, then what makes you think Zambians cannot vote out UPND for the wrong things they're doing? MMD was voted out by the people of Zambia for the wrong things they did. What makes you think the people of Zambia can't vote out UPND and President Hakainde Hichilema today? PF as well was voted out of power by the people of Zambia, and you are still comforting yourself to say Zambians can't vote out UPND despite all the wrong things they are doing today. I want to tell you this by UPND. Don't think and behave as if UPND is a group of angels. UPND and President Hakainde Hichilema have messed up a lot. Truthfully speaking, President Hakainde Hichilema does not deserve a second term. He must be voted out as well for failing to unite the country, for failing to fulfill his promises. We don't need any excuse. President Hakainde Hichilema has failed, and he has to go. When we say President Hakainde Hichilema has failed, it does not mean we hate him, because I've observed that UPND, whenever you hear us talk about President Hakainde Hichilema, you say we hate him. We don't hate President Hakainde Hichilema. We just want him to do good for this country. And if he can't do it, then why keep him there as president? We have been voting out presidents for the same reasons President Hakainde Hichilema is doing today. And therefore, he has to be voted out as well. What was wrong then must be wrong even today. It's going to be suicidal to give another chance to the UPND.
Big risk.
People things are always right. The people things are angels. People things are never wrong. People don't want criticism. Such people are a danger to this country. And if you support the wrongs of the UPND, yet you are condemning the wrongs of the PF and still condemning today, then you are also a danger to this country. You don't mean well in any way. Let's learn to be loyal to our national flag and our national anthem, not individuals. Let's always put Zambia first and condemn what is wrong, regardless of who has done it.
Okay, that's my concluding video. That's Ak on Facebook, and his name is Abram. He was actually arrested a few months back, and they took even his mobile phones because he was speaking against what was happening in the UPND. So these are people who are heroes, and he should be rewarded mightily by the next government. And I've just read a comment by somebody saying, I thought you were bitter. Thank God you have opened my eyes. I'm not bitter about anything. I'm against what HH is doing. I'm against his government. I'm against how they're running things. And HH is going to regret. Because the same thing that he's doing is what Chakwera was doing. And Chakwera now knew that he was not going to win towards the end. He started offering the young people laptops. I'll give you laptops. I'll give you this. And even when Chakwera was told that he was not going to win, the day of the elections, they hosted a big rally, dancing. Hey, he's winning, he's leading. Which leading? Look at how Peter Mutharika won those elections. How can you even? That's why I told you that even HH, it will be difficult for him to rig because of the injustice. I loved HH so much, but he broke my heart. He disappointed me. And therefore, I can't love his governance, and I don't love how he's doing things. And certainly his wife also has failed. You know, with everything that is going on in South Africa, we expected his wife, a woman, to go and see a fellow woman. But people would justify to say, oh, but when it was happening in PF, did this woman go? Continue justifying. The Zambian people are not blind. They can see what is going on. And certainly no Zambian who is normal with 5 senses can vote for Hakainde Hichilema. It's impossible. And what is wrong in the UPND should be condemned. And that's why I'm against celebrities who cannot speak about the wrong. They are rather saying, UPND. Why? Because you've been given 20,000 kwacha. Is that why you are talking in your mouth, open your mouth anyhow? At Barifika. You understand? You don't even know that it is your constitutional right to speak against the injustices. All right? Somebody says, come 26, you'll be surprised. Zambian people are going to vote for HH and UPND. Of course, you're a Tonga. So you think Zambians will vote for UPND? Please, piss off. Don't annoy me with your house with no seating. You have no seating in your house. You're coming to talk about UPND. If you don't have 1 million kwacha in your account and you support HH, please get off my page. Because Hakainde Hichilema and his small group with the Jito, they are embezzling public funds. They are embezzling things. They are enjoying businesses. So I don't have time for you. So guys, that's what I wanted to tell you. Congratulations, Wamatero, for setting the bar so high, and good, my Zambian people, for not voting any social media person from Zambia that cannot speak for the Zambian people. Well done for not giving them any vote. At least Wamatero is an entertainer, is in his own world, doing his comedy, which at least gives you people some form of humor with the stress and things that you're going through in Zambia. And most of his things are relatable. You know, he tries to show people how people are struggling. They're trying to steal from the shop and things like that. It's satire. It's kind of satire what he does, and he sends a message out there, a strong message of the suffering of the Zambian people. I think the last time he was trying to steal a chicken, and that video of his is viral all over the world. They show it on TikTok, everywhere. And because he doesn't speak, anybody can relate to his comedy. And recently he was in Dubai, and I celebrated that about him in Dubai. He's got a contract with Hams, those guys who have an electronic shop that have worked with Tenge and other, the giant guy from, is it Kenya and Uganda? Yeah. So whatever is wrong in the UPND must be condemned. And it's sad that the UPND think that they can form government again next year when they failed. And they have just marginalized our country and divided our country. And Hakainde Hichilema and his wife, and even Wanalumango, they don't play any role or any factor to bring national unity, but rather divide us. But remember, when we form government in 2026 next year, you will see the difference, all right? We'll make sure we bring national unity and peace, and not the way things are. It's so bad. Please get out. What do you mean, Njala diaspora? What makes you think that most people in Zambia hate HH to the extent of being voted out? Nobody hates HH. They hate is in governance. HH can't win elections. Yeah. Please be screen recording this. Hakainde Hichilema cannot win the elections in 2026. Anyone will remove HH. And that's why we are calling on the opposition to be united, because HH has attacked all opposition parties. Some of them, they cannot even register at the Registrar of Societies. They've been trying to get their license for a long time, whatever it is, whether it's a license or whatever. Ethel is in prison because she was trying to register a political party. So 2026 votes are for the people to redeem themselves exactly. So we are going to vote for Hakainde Hichilema out. And I can rest assure you that the person that I will endorse on my page as the president of Zambia will be the president of Zambia. The one I will endorse. I have not yet endorsed anybody. Yeah, I've just shared people who are going to stand. And people want to see who I will endorse. The one I will endorse will be the president of Zambia. For now, we are protecting my president. Yeah, because if we show you who my president is, HH will go and send abductors. We have seen that they abduct people. Why should we now expose that this is our president? So that they should go and send a car to go and pass on the road. Do you remember how the first member of parliament of Kabwata in the UPND government, how he died? At his gate, somebody went to hit him. And somebody said it was an accident. That was a planned assassination. Anyway, guys, HH is a criminal. UPND, they are criminals. Very soon you will see your president in an orange suit at the International Criminal Court appearing because he's a criminal. Take care, guys. See you. And we pray for Upper Black, justice for Upper Black. Get well soon. And anyone who wants to demolish your houses, I've also received messages, guys, by the way, that they are demolishing houses to give the Chinese people. I'm going to investigate further on that, and then I'll do a separate video on that. But, you know, some council people went to my property in Dollar saying that they want to demolish my house, that it's an illegal structure. And that's how the UPND is behaving. You can demolish it. Yeah. Since you are smart, demolish, and government will pay me 50 million compensation. Thank you so much, guys. Take care and see you on my next video. And we continue to speak against the injustices of the UPND government. A failed regime. To fiakwa.